How to be an independent artist in 2025 with no label needed. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Nathan Nelson. I hope you're enjoying all of the videos and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we are talking about how to make it without a record label. How you can become an independent artist and not have to rely on the gatekeepers and the record labels and all of that other stuff. We're going to show you step by step today how easy it is to get started on your own. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip that most artists don't think about that will increase your exposure 10 times if you use it correctly. So stay tuned for that. Start building a catalog of music. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. You just have to have a catalog of music. One of the ideas is that when you produce a bunch of music, let's say you're a producer and you produce a bunch of music that you want to write to, the first 10 beats or so, they're not going to be perfect. So just start writing consistently. Because if you think that your music is going to be perfect, you're absolutely wrong and you're setting yourself up for failure. You just have to be consistent and create a catalog of music that you can start to dissect, and you can start to say, okay, I like these songs right here and these ones need work. Now, what do you need to work on with those songs is what you need to focus on, because you obviously like these songs over here, but these songs over here, they need work. And now you start to get out your pen and your pad and you go, okay, I need to add more drums to this. I need to add a synth to this. I need to have this sound more exciting in the chorus. And that's what every artist goes through. They have to develop their sound. When you work with producers, you'll get producers that will send you a beat pack, 20, 30 beats. And you'll listen to those beats and you'll want to write to some of those beats, and some of those beats you just won't feel. The fact is that we're not going to feel every single thing that we produce. We're not going to feel everything that we write. But what it's going to teach us is that this is our style. This is our sound. This is what we're going for. And that's very important as a beginner artist, to learn what your style is, to learn what your sound is, and to focus on that. What do you need to start as an artist so that you can start recording right away? There's 3 tools that I recommend that you use right away and that you save up money for, because yes, these are going to be paid tools that you need to get started. One of the things is about being an artist is that you have to invest in yourself. Nobody else is going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself. So you need 3 things. You need a DAW, say Logic Pro X, Ableton, there's Studio One. There's a lot of DAWs out there. I recommend the Logic Pro X for all the beginners that start. That is going to be where there is a ton of different videos online that you can learn from, and you can pick it up right away, and within a day or two, you'll be recording your first song. Now, when it comes to recording your songs, it is not the top of the line microphone. It is not a tube microphone. You do not need a preamp with this microphone. And what you'll do is you'll start out with these tools, and then you'll slowly, gradually graduate to higher tools, more expensive tools, when you know how to use them. I have recorded a ton of music on it, and I have recorded music that is actually out on iTunes right now. Don't let that fool you. Don't let the price fool you on tools, because it's a very powerful microphone, and it will get the job done, and you'll be able to cut some demos. Your mindset needs to be not only humble, because you're not going to get fans overnight. You're not going to get tons and tons of views when you put your music online. You have to stay patient within this, and you have to do the research. These are the steps that it really takes to be an artist. Now, if you want to be a full, well-rounded artist, learn your DAW, learn Logic Pro X, learn it. Take a month to study it before you even record your first song. It's going to help you drastically. Also, learn how to produce music. Even though you might be working with a producer, even though you might not have a passion for producing music, learn how to produce music. Take the steps to figure out what other artists and other producers are already doing to further their career. Because when you have those things in your bag, when you can produce music for yourself to write to, then you're not waiting on anybody. Like I said before, there's a lot of gatekeepers out there that will be like, yeah, give me 30 days and I'll get you something. Now you're waiting for 30 days and your creativity is starting to go downhill, because now you have to wait 30 days before you can have a beat to write to. Another big tool out there right now is called Suno AI. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been using Suno AI just to create certain beats for this channel, just to write to them, just to show you the power of and the structure of how to write songs. But those beats are absolutely incredible. And those beats actually could find themselves out there. Now, I don't use those beats specifically to release them, but I use them to write to, and then I'll give my songs to my producer, who will then go back in the studio, recreate the song in his style, in his format, you know, change out the drum pattern, change out the synths, whatever it takes to make the song his and mine, and then we'll put it out. But a good start-off tool is Suno AI. I think it's $24.99 a month, and it will definitely help you with your songwriting because it will give you real beats that you can write to, things that are really heavily produced and sound really good. So a realistic timeline is about 6 to 12 months before you even have like some songs that you're really proud of and that you could really push out there and get exposure on. Now, I recommend going out to SoundCloud right away and putting out your music so that other fans can give you feedback on it, and you can start to learn what people are into, and you can also start to learn what you might need to work on. Don't ever have this ego where you're like, my songs are so good and nobody can tell me different, because there's always going to be people with different opinions. So make sure that you have real feedback from real people out there, and don't just rely on your friends and your family to tell you that feedback, but actually go out to the public where you're going to be selling this music and get feedback from them. That's super, super important. So realistically, 6 to 12 months before you put your music out on SoundCloud. Now, it's going to take you about 1 year to 2 years to actually start to gain traction, to actually start to gain a fan base that actually believes in you, because one of the things is that people will not support you unless they see you doing it all the time. That's one of the hardest lessons that there is to learn. When an artist first creates a song, they go to the studio, they spend thousands of dollars in the studio, they put their music out on, say, Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or somewhere where everybody's listening, and they don't get hardly any views and they hardly get any kind of traction on their song. It's not that their song's bad, it's that they don't know them. You have to build trust within your community. You have to show people that you're there for the long haul, that you're not just there to get a couple bucks and a couple fans and then leave them hanging and don't put out any more music. That's not how it works. People want to know that you're a serious artist. They'll invest in an artist that's serious with their career, but they're not going to invest their time. They're not going to listen to your songs unless you show them every single day that you're out there trying to build something for yourself. That's what they support, and that's how artists get seen all the time, is because they're consistently out there dropping music, they're consistently out there building up their brand, and they're consistently out there practicing and researching their craft. And I can't say this enough, but if you don't practice, you will never get good at your craft. If you don't practice offline, where you're just in your room and you're just practicing for 2 or 3 hours a day and you're trying to get better at your craft, you're trying to sharpen up your skills, if you don't do that, you're never going to grow in this business. I don't care who you are. And it's not about blowing up overnight. Nobody blows up overnight. Well, some people blow up overnight, but they have tons and tons of marketing and advertising behind them, and usually with a record label. But as an independent artist, nobody blows up overnight. It does take time. So don't get your head all filled up with, I'm going to blow this new song that's coming out. It's going to be so huge. Tomorrow I'm going to have 1 million views on it. You're not going to. You might have 30 views on a song that could go out to Billboard and hit charts and get you a platinum record. But you're not going to be able to just put out your record and then have it hit overnight. Just this huge amount of views overnight. That's very rare and unheard of. A couple quick examples of that. It took Russ, the pop singer, 11 albums before he hit any kind of numbers, before he was even popular. 11 albums. So think about that. That was a lot of work that he put in and didn't get any instant gratification from that. You have to understand, this is hard work. If you're going to be an independent artist, this is hard work. You don't have a machine behind you to push you, but you also have control of your money. You have control of your lyrics. You have control of which way that you want to go with your art. You have control of how you're going to tour, how you're going to put out your merch. You have control of everything, but that also leaves a lot more responsibility on you to actually do these things and become a business owner, because after all, an independent artist is a business owner of their own brand. Now, a few tools that I would recommend you highly learning and getting involved with right away. And there's a new tool out there. Well, it's been out there for about 2 or 3 years now, but it's called Affinity Designer. And this is where I create a lot of my thumbnails, a lot of my branding, art, and graphics. And you need to learn that tool because you're going to want to brand yourself. You're going to want to create yourself a logo. You're going to want to create yourself thumbnails for YouTube. I highly recommend, by the way, that you get on YouTube to present your music. And not just present your music, but present your personality, because after all, people are attracted to personalities. If you don't present yourself as a real human being, people will think you're unattainable, that you're unreachable, and they'll just, in their mindset, they'll just leave you alone because they're like, oh, he doesn't even want to talk to me, he doesn't leave me comments, he doesn't care about us. And as a person that's out there trying to get the attention of all the fans and have an audience, you want to care about your audience. You want to care about the fans, because the fans, after all, are going to help you build your career up to where you want to go. Without fans, without an audience, you are not going to do anything. You are not going to move units. You are not going to move numbers on social media. Without fans, you are nothing. It bothers me so much when you see these huge artists out here that have these huge numbers underneath their names, and they're not writing back in the comments, and they don't care about their fans, and they just keep pushing out more merch to them and more music and expecting them to buy, but then they don't give them any of their attention. They don't care about any of them, but yet those people are what made that artist who he is. So just remember where you come from. It's important. Don't ever forget that. You started in a bedroom. You started with lack of tools. So when you see another artist out there struggling, don't laugh at them. Don't look at them and look down on them and judge them. Help them. Teach them. Bring them up to your level. That's what a real artist does. That's what a real human being does for another person. They want to see everybody win, not just themselves. I think the most important thing is in investing in yourself, because when people see that you've invested in yourself, they'll invest back into you. I have met so many artists that are like, hey man, I want you to listen to my music. And I'm like, cool. And I listen to it and I can already tell from get-go, from the jump street, from the first track on the CD, that they haven't invested in themselves, that they don't know what they're doing, that nobody has told them or taught them or, guided them in any way to make them a better artist. So they're out there getting laughed at, and they're out there getting judged negatively, and they could be super talented, but they don't have anybody out there that's actually teaching them the ropes of how to become a better artist. And that is one of the things. If you invest your time and you practice and you put some money behind yourself and you research the tools that you need to, you're going to be 99% ahead of every other artist out there, because every other artist out there, they look at social media, they look at all these people blowing up and they say, I can do the same thing. And so they put their little account together on social media, they put their little branding logo out there, they put their first song out there, they get 20 views on the video, and they give up on themselves. So if you keep going and you invest in yourself and you invest time in yourself, you are definitely going to make it, but it's not going to be an easy road. If you have found any information in here to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel, because we'll be dropping a lot more of this type of content. And please like the video and comment below, and comment to me what your journey was like. How was your first 6 to 12 months of your journey as an independent artist? I would love to hear from you. Here's the bonus. If you want to gain 10 times the exposure on your content or on your music, then what you need to do is hook up with other YouTubers, podcasters, or anyone in your niche, and hand them a song and say, hey, I want to give you a song for your channel. I want to give you a song for your podcast. I want to make a song for your podcast. I want to make an intro song for your podcast. I'll do it for free if you just give me a chance. Most people will be like, sure, why not? That would be awesome, because it's free. You're not asking for a handout. You're actually going to help them. And when you do that, when you put your foot forward like that and say, hey, I believe in myself enough to give you something for free, because I know that later on down the road when you need something, you're going to come back to me because I was the person that gave it to you for free because I believed in my project or I believed in my product that much. And then they're going to respect you more, because you're giving up your time and your energy and your money to help them build themselves up. That is how you get exposure. Then they will say, hey, this guy has wrote us a new song. He did it for free. We really appreciate him. And they might be talking to 20,000, 30,000 people that now become your fan, because not only have you gained the respect of this YouTuber or this podcaster, but you've also gained the respect of all of the audience, because that can skyrocket your views overnight. So I hope this video has helped you out and to help you learn the structure of what you need to become an independent artist. There's a ton more that we need to break down, but this was a very fast overview of what it really takes to get out there and start your music career. Until next time, have a good day.